Okay, we are going to start working on multiplying decimals with more than one digit. It's exactly the same as multiplying with more than one digit. With regular multiplication, we just have to remember to count all the decimals, all the digits behind the decimal point when we figure out our answer. So, if you will turn in your Go Math workbook to page 273, we're going to go over some problems together. All right. So the first problem says 7.9 times 3.4. Now, if we round those numbers, 7.9 would round to an 8. Oops. And 3.4 would round to about a 4, about a 3. And 8 times 3 is 24. So a reasonable answer is going to be somewhere around 24. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and bring the problem over here so that it's larger for you to see. So we're going to multiply 4 times 9, and 4 times 9 is 36. We're going to carry the 3. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 3 is 29, 30, 31. Now, if you remember, when we're multiplying with more than one digit in the bottom section down here, we have to add a placeholder because now we're going to start multiplying by the second digit. So we want to line it up with the second digit in our answer here. So we want our answer from 3 times 9 to end up here. So we have to put a 0 there to hold it. Or you can put an X, a 0x. It just is an empty space. So the 0 is a placeholder. You can also put an X, which is what they do in the video that you watched. 3 times 9 is 27. So I'm going to write a 7 here, and then I'm going to carry the 2. This 3 goes away because that's from the earlier one. And then 3 times 7 is 21, plus 2 is 23. So now I need to add my numbers. 6 plus 0 is 6. 7 plus 1 is 8. 3 plus 3 is 6. And 2 plus nothing is 2. Now, here's where we have to count the decimals. Just like when we multiplied by one digit, we looked at our decimal and we figured out how many digits were behind it. So there's one digit behind the decimal in this 7.9, and there's one digit behind the decimal in 3.4. So that's two digits, or two digits that we have behind all of the decimal points. So that means we need to take our decimal point and we need to move it over 2 spots. So we end up with 26.86. And we wanted it to be around 24. So we know that 26.86 is near 24. 268.6 would not be a reasonable answer. So we would know that our decimal point is in the wrong spot. All right, so that would be wrong. 2,686, not anywhere near 24. That would not be a reasonable answer. So we would know that we forgot to place a decimal in our answer completely. All right. If we move the decimal over so that it was 2.686, that wouldn't be reasonable. We can't multiply 7 times 3 and get 2, right? Not reasonable at all. So you have to think, what is reasonable? All right. So we're going to erase that problem. And let's move on to number 7. All right. We have 9.2 times 5.6. All right. 9.2 rounds to about 9. 5.6 rounds to about 6. And 9 times 6 is 54. All right. So our answer is going to be somewhere around 54. So we're going to go back and we're going to go ahead and multiply. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 times 9 is 54. Plus 1 is 55. Now we come down and we're going to multiply by our 5, which means we're going to go this way and this way, but we need to put a placeholder here. You can either put an X or you can put a 0. Doesn't matter. So 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 1 is 46. And now we're going to add these numbers together. 2 plus 0, or 2 plus x is nothing. And, this is the x is nothing, so 2. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. And now we come back up and we take a look at how many digits there are behind the decimal. We have 1 digit behind this decimal and 1 digit behind this decimal. 1 and 1 is 2, so we're going to move our decimal place over 2. All right, the decimal is here, and we're going to move it over 2. 1, 2. So 51.52. 51 is near 54. It's not as close as 26 was to 28, but it's still reasonable. If I have $51 and I have $54, I have about the same amount of money. All right, I'm not off a ton. If this answer was 515.2, it's way off. It's not reasonable at all. Okay, so you have to think when you are doing the math. You have to think, is this answer reasonable? So my answer to number 7 is 51.52. All right. I'd like for you to go ahead and do number 8 on your own. Pause the video and then come back and double check. All right. Welcome back. We're going to do number 8 together. Now, number 8, we are not lining up the decimal points. Okay? We are lining up the place values. We're lining up the digits, not the place values, sorry. We're lining up the digits. So the 7 and the 5 are lined up, the 4 and the 9 are lined up, and the 3 doesn't have anything. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and multiply the 7 times 3.45. All right. Before we do that, if I look at and I think about what's going to be reasonable, 3.45 rounds to about 3, 9.7 rounds to 10. So our answer is going to be somewhere around 30. Okay. So 5 times 7 is 35. Carry the 3. 4 times 7 is 28. 29, 30, 31. Carry the 3. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 3 is 24. Bring down a 0 or an X to hold your place, and then start multiplying by 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 4 is 40. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 4 is 31. And now I'm going to add my digits. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. 4 plus 0 is 4. 2 plus 1 is 3, and 3 plus 0 is 0. So I have 33,465 right now. All right. This is obviously not reasonable when I'm multiplying 9 times 3. So if I left it like this, it would be wrong because I will have forgotten my decimals. So I'm going to go up to the decimal point. I'm going to look at the decimal right there, and I'm going to count behind. We've got 1, 2 digits. Then I go down to the bottom number, find the decimal, and then I count behind it 1 digit. So we have 1, 2, 3 digits. So I'm going to move my decimal point over 3 spaces. I'm going to make sure that there are 3 decimals behind wherever I place my decimal. So 1, 2, 3. So here I have 1, 2, 3 digits behind the decimal. So this is 33.465. That 33 is near 30. This is a reasonable answer. All right, 33.465 is a reasonable answer. All right, go ahead and do number 10. So work on number 10 next. All right, if you're back, it means you've done number 10. If you've not done number 10, pause the video and go back and do number 10. You're not doing anybody any good if you're not trying these out on your own. All right, we have 6.98 times 2.5. All right, 6.98 rounds to about 7. 2.5 rounds to about 3. So our answer is going to be somewhere around 21. All right, let's go ahead and multiply by our 5. 5 times 8 is 40. Carry the 4. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 4 is 49. Carry the 4. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 4 is 34. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. And now we're going to add our digits. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 6 is 15. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 4 is 14. 3 and 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and then 1. All right, so we have 17,450. Our answer needs to come somewhere around 21. All right, so we obviously 17,450 is way off. So we're going to take a look at our decimals. We have a decimal here, and we have a decimal here. I'm going to count the digits behind them. I have 1 digit, 2 digits, and then behind this decimal, I have a 3rd digit. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to move my decimal point, which is right here, from 1, 2, 3. I'm going to place my decimal point, and then I'm going to double check how many. I should have 3 decimal points behind. I have 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 17.450, and that is near 21. Okay, so that is a reasonable answer. All right. Go ahead and do number 11 on your own. Pause the video and do number 11 on your own. All right, welcome back. We are going to do number 11 together. You should already have the answer. If you do not, go ahead and pause and do that work. So let's first look at 7.02. We would round that to a 7. And 3.4, we would round to a 3. So a reasonable answer for us is going to be around 21. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and multiply like we normally do. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 0 is 0. We don't carry anything. 4 times 7 is 28. Come down, put an X or a 0. It doesn't matter. 3 times 2 is 6. No need to carry. 3 times 0 is 0. And then 3 times 7 is 21. And then we're going to add these things together. 8 plus nothing is 8. 6 plus nothing is 6. 8 plus nothing is 8. 2 plus 1 is 3. And 2 plus nothing is 2. So we have 23,868. That is nowhere near 21. So our answer currently is incorrect. We have to go look at how many decimal places there are, how many digits there are behind the decimals. Here's my decimal here. I have 1, 2, and then here's my decimal here, 3 digits behind the decimal. All right, 3 digits behind the decimal. So I'm going to take my decimal and I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 places behind the decimal because there are 3 places behind the decimal here. Sorry about that. So my answer is 23.868. 23 is reasonable. It's close to 21. So that answer is reasonable. All right. I'm going to give you a difficult problem right now that's not on this page. So grab a piece of paper and you're going to write down this problem. This is a challenge problem. All right, so this is our challenge. $4.2810 times 0.4681. All right, now thinking about this, we have 4.28103. So this problem rounds to about a 4. And 0.4681 would round down to a 0. So we're going to have a smaller number. We could possibly say that if we were rounding to the nearest tenth, that this would round to 0.5 and that we would then round it up to 1. But so it's somewhere between 0 and 1. All right. So our answer is going to be end up somewhere between 0 and 4. Okay. That's what's going to be reasonable. So let's multiply. Actually, go ahead and do this problem on your own and then come back. All right, welcome back. We're going to double check your math. You have now noticed that if you don't know your multiplication tables, that this is taking you a lot longer than it's taking me. So you need to make sure that before you get to 6th grade, you know your multiplication tables really well, because you cannot use a calculator when you get to 6th grade. So you need to know those quickly. You need to know them automatically. Get some flashcards, make some flashcards, get on a game somewhere and play with math facts so that you are able to do them quickly and easily. So let's multiply by 1. 3 times 1. So we're basically 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 1, 8, 2, 4. So 1 times this whole number is this number. So we're done with the 1. Now we move to the 8. Before we do anything, 8 times 3, we have to put something to hold our place. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 8 times 0 is 0. Plus 2 is 2. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. Carry the 2. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 2 is 22. 8 times 4 is 32. Plus 1 is 33. Now we're going to multiply by the 6. So there's 2 placeholders that we need. They can be zeros or they can be x's. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 6 times 0 is 0. Plus 1 is 1. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 8 is 48. Carry the 4. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 2 is 16. Carry the 1. 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 1 is 25. Okay, so we just multiplied by the 6. Now we're going to go 4 out. So we need 3 placeholders. So we're multiplying right here by the 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry a 1. 4 times 0 is 0. Plus 1 is 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 8 is 32. Carry a 3. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 3 is 11. Carry a 1. And 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 1 is 17. All right, now we have to add everything up. So we have 3, 4, 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Carry the 1. 16 plus 1, 17, 18, 19, 20. Carry the 2. 6 and 4 is 10. Plus 2 plus 2 is 4. So 14 plus 1 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. And then we have a 10. 8 and 2 is 10. So 10 plus 9 is 19. Carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Plus 6 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. And then we have a 5. Plus 3 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. Plus another 1 is 10. Carry the 1. 7 plus 2 plus 1 is 10. Carry a 1. And a 2. All right. Now we're going to count all the decimal points behind these, all the digits behind these decimal points. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's going to go in front of that last digit. So I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 digits behind. Our answer is 2 point, whatever this number might be, however you would read that out loud. And our number falls between 0 and 4. So this is a reasonable number to this answer, a reasonable answer to this problem. All right, that is your challenge problem of the day. All right, you are going to get a piece of paper and you're going to copy numbers 12, numbers 14, number 16, and number 18. And you're going to do those 4 problems. Do those 4 problems, pause the video, and then come back to get your answers. welcome back. You will see that you have your problems up on the screen. Not the problems, you have the answers. Double check your answers to make sure that your number 12 is right, your number 14 is right, your number 16 is right, and your number 18 is right. If they are not correct, figure out what you did wrong. And then we will see you on the next assignment.